Having a light on a defensive pistol is vital, which makes choosing the best pistol light important for the safety of you and your loved ones. However, there are a ton of different weapon lights on the market, making trying to choose one very overwhelming. In this guide, we'll go over our top pistol light recommendations to help you narrow down the choices. Then talk about what you need to know to choose the right pistol light to meet your needs. Before getting into the detailed list, we need to look at a few features that a pistol light should have: brightness, range, battery life, size, compatibility with your pistol, durability, and price. But before that, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel and seeing me for the first time. Also, turn on that notification bell to keep up with my upcoming videos. I'm Flash Review, let's jump straight into the video. Number 1. Brightness. The main point of a pistol light is the beam, so let's talk about that first. There are two major considerations when it comes to the beam of your light: brightness and range. Brightness is measured in lumens. Lights are available in a huge range of brightnesses. They start as low as 100 lumens, which is about the brightness of a standard flashlight, like a mini maglite. They can go up to over 1000 lumens, which is about twice as bright as a standard 40-watt light bulb. Most pistol lights fall around the lower end of that range, from about 100 to 500 lumens. That's great for most situations. 100 to 150 lumens is enough to illuminate the area without being so bright that it heavily interferes with your natural night vision. If you want a light that will blind attackers, you'll want to stick to the 400 to 600 lumen range. This is bright enough that it makes it hard to look at without blinding you behind the light. You'll only want to use a very bright light, around 1000 lumens, outdoors. Otherwise, the light can reflect back off of surfaces and blind you as well, especially if you have white or otherwise light walls and flooring. Number 2. Range. Brightness is important, but so far is the range, also called throw. Whatever you call it, it's simply how far the light travels. The range is related to brightness, yes, and generally the brighter the light, the longer the range. However, it's also related to intensity, which is measured in candelas. Don't worry too much about the number of candelas. The average person doesn't need to get that technical. Instead, just look at the range provided by the manufacturer. The right range ultimately just depends on what your needs are. For indoor use, you don't need much of a range. Presumably, you're not trying to light up your indoor football field. For outdoor use, you can go with a larger range, especially if you'll be using your light on a large piece of property, like a farm or homestead. If you've just got a small backyard, a more moderate range will do the job. Number 3. Battery life. Obviously, longer battery life is better. Longer battery life means fewer battery changes, saving you money. More importantly, it means that you're less likely to experience a battery failure in mid-combat or just while investigating a funny noise in the backyard. Most pistol lights have a battery life of at least an hour, though it's rarely much more than that. Number 4. Battery type. In addition to battery life, battery type also matters. The vast majority of pistol lights rely on 1 or 2 CR123A batteries, though some lights use other types. Ultimately, the type of battery only makes a difference to you in a couple of ways. First, it impacts the overall size of the pistol light, but we'll get to that in the next section, so let's put a pin in that for a minute. Second, it makes a difference in availability. CR123A batteries can be found in most stores that sell batteries. They're also pretty cheap. Other battery types may be trickier to find in person, so you'll need to order them online. It's always a good idea to have extra batteries on hand, but it's especially important if your light uses a battery type that's not easy to find in stores. That way you're not stuck without a weapon light for a couple of days while you wait for your new batteries to come in the mail. There are also some weapon lights that have rechargeable batteries. This design has pros and cons. The benefit is that you don't have to worry about keeping extra batteries on hand, just stick the light on the charger once in a while. The downside is that there's no swapping out batteries when the battery is dead. You have to wait for the dead battery to charge before you can use the light again. If you opt for a rechargeable design, Look for one that doesn't require you to take the light off your pistol to charge. Magnetic chargers generally allow for this, while those that plug in are less likely to. Number 5. Size. The number and type of batteries that a pistol light uses play a relatively large role in the overall size of a pistol light. Sometimes more batteries are necessary, such as to power a brighter light. For example, don't expect a 1000 or more lumen light to operate with fewer than 2 batteries. However, as long as the light fits on your pistol, the spatial dimensions of your light are less important than its weight. Pistols are carefully balanced so that the weight of the gun is towards the back. This makes them easier and more comfortable to shoot. Lights, fitting beneath the barrel of the pistol, necessarily add weight to the front of the gun. To help keep your pistol as well balanced as possible, the less your light weighs, the better. Remember, however, that brighter lights require more batteries, so there is a bit of a balancing act. Fortunately, pistol lights in general tend to be lightweight. As long as you're training with your pistol to get used to the difference in feel, you shouldn't have a problem getting used to the difference from your weapon light. Number 6. Compatibility with your pistol. Obviously, you need your pistol light to actually work with your pistol of choice. Even if your gun uses a standard Picatinny rail, things like the shape of the trigger guard or frame may require specifically shaped pistol lights. Fortunately, most lights are designed to work with as many pistols as possible and come in multiple versions to work with even more pistols. In many cases, a pistol light will come with different keys or adapters so the same light can be used on a bunch of different guns. As long as you don't have a super obscure pistol or some weird modifications, you shouldn't have a problem finding a version of the top pistol lights, like the ones recommended here, for your gun. Generally, the lights we've linked to will work with Glock rails and most standard Picatinny rails. If your pistol has a different rail style, you'll want to be especially careful when checking compatibility. When in doubt, go to the manufacturer's website to find a complete list of compatible handguns. Number 7. Durability. The last thing you want is for your light that can't stand up to regular use or otherwise breaks a few months after you use it. You might as well just light the money on fire and get the light directly at the point. Look for a light that's impact resistant and at least water resistant. Waterproof is better though, especially if you want to be able to use your pistol light outside. Aluminum and polymer are durable body materials that will help protect the delicate electronics inside the light. It's also nice to have a warranty. Many companies, like Streamlight, offer limited lifetime warranties, so if there is a problem, you can get your light repaired or replaced. Other companies offer warranties that only cover the light for a few years,